Get my charts right. Okay. Rip it. Okay. Now, typically we get continuation going into 9 a.m. But the move that I'm really looking for, big pop up. Typically we see a little bit of a pullback near the open or right after the open. And we hit this CPI open, right? CPI opening print right there, 662, 661 area. So that's what I'll be looking for, right? That's where they will likely pick up the longs. Ideally we see that off of a CBC flip as well. And then it pushes up for a test of the CPI high. Then, we can gauge whether or not we continue higher. Okay. But nice push we're seeing across the market. Let me see. Right at the London Orb, also session high from yesterday. Yo, what's up, YouTube chat? House of Stacks, good morning. You don't chase it. That's a 30 or 40 point drop from the highs now. Back under the previous day high. See if the lower time frame wants to pick it up. But in the meantime, while we just let our futures charts cook a little bit, let's pull up a Meta 10-minute chart and begin our prep. After I logged off, I noticed, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now, a lot of people struggled with yesterday's price action, right, including myself. It made me feel better about my experience yesterday, but then after that experience of feeling better, right, really I should have been green. I should have been able to follow my rules, refrain from taking refrain from taking, more trades, and just been disciplined, right? A lot of my faults from yesterday were due to chasing the money, right? So just keeping that in mind today. I don't want to execute with fear, right? That leads to hesitation, lack of confidence, right? So just going to trade the CPI just like I do any other CPI. And just be patient. Not a bad, maybe 2-minute CBC risk scalp for the longs here. You have to de-risk quickly though. It's the problem. The only issue. Could go to yesterday's high with that 804. below that. Pretty big. I'll scalp it. Let's see if we can get to the bill breaker. Okay, so new pre-market high there on Meta, as we can see. Let's mark breaking base above the previous day high. Let's watch the 780, 785 calls. A little further out, but it's Tuesday. Reject off of the previous day high. There you go. A little pop there, 15 points. Let's see if we can get 20. But very risky up here. Reject off of the previous day high. I mean, we're above it. Really, it should be pre-market high. All right, 20-point gain NQ, sold half. Okay, and then reject off of the pre-market high. Let's watch the 770, 765 puts, okay? Just adjust your pre-market levels if you've done some prep already. I really like this previous day high, but you know, it's a tight-ish range. That's what I'll have to focus on though. Let's see if we get the bill breaker NQ here. Breaking base below the previous day high. Let's look at the same 770, 765 puts and bounce off the previous day high. Let's watch the 775, 780 calls. Okay, here's bill breaker attempt. We just tapped into the 90s here. Yo, it's all good, Isaac. Yo, what's up, Fatal? What's up, Eric? Goku, what's up? Cool Chi, good morning. What's up, Maria? Good morning. You know, guys, the thing is keep your head up, right? Like, we can't have a, you know, sad mentality and I'm not saying that you're doing that by any means, right? I'm just speaking from my own experience, right? It doesn't, look, there's the bill breaker. I'm probably going to get out. You know, it's just minor mistakes. Could continue a little higher, but I think that is a 3-minute trade and 30-point gain and Q all out. Yeah, that's a 3-minute trade. You make over $1,000, right? I think that's more than respectable. Okay, so we've got Meta up here. Let's get it posted into the watch list channel. Nice work, Duff. Okay, today is August 12th. And this is Meta. So, you know, just like that, if it goes higher, that's fine. You know, my issue I've been experiencing is that I've been a little too greedy, not only with taking profit, but greedy with my entries. You know, I'm looking at the wrong areas of confirmation. Even that trade right there was, I hesitated on it slightly because if I pull up NQ and I go to, I was watching a 2-minute because it's, you know, faster moving price. And I go on the 2, like this is a red candle pullback on the 2. Now, my mind at that point was thinking, hey, maybe we see a 2-minute EMA pullback. But then I realized, hey, this is momentum. This is fresh off of CPI, right? Numbers are good. I accept the risk right here as we're breaking this 2-minute candle by candle method high, right? Which gives me a nice little scalp, right? Breaks over the bill. I take 10 points lower. You can definitely lock in some profit up here if you're not all out of your position, depending upon what you're trading. Okay, so let's move over to NVIDIA. Exactly. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, sorry, I'm having a Brain pause right here. Oh yeah, if you don't sell too early, you'll sell too late. So this can go higher, right? And it is. You know, I would be up, what is that, like 45 points right here. But that was $1,000, and what I have to focus on is building confidence, and you know, no matter how long I've been trading, building confidence each and every single day through the session, and not getting like too excited, you know. Like, yeah, we came off of a win, that's great, but we got a whole day ahead of us. Okay, let's get previous day orb high right here. Breaking base above the previous day high. Let's watch the 185, 187.5 calls. Reject off of the previous day high. Let's watch the 182.5, 180 puts, okay? Let's also say breaking base below the previous day orb high. Let's watch the 182.5, 180 puts. Bounce off of the previous day orb high. 185, whoops, 187.5 calls. Tight little range I'm looking at here this morning. The levels you mark in pre-market for CPI prints of the high and low from 8:30 to the opening bell. 4 a.m. to open. Okay, there's a video posted. Let's move over to Tesla. So guys, with this CPI pop, very rarely, I would say 10% or less of the time, you just get straight continuation off of this. You know, like pushing to, just ripping off of the open. I rarely have ever seen it. Normally what you're going to experience is this, like, okay, let's just say this is the CPI open, right? This line. Well, this morning we had a pop up. I want to see us sell off back to that open area. That typically that's what we see. Now, I'm not saying to go short, right? I'm not saying that at all. You can if you want, right? It's up to you, your own trading style. But typically, why does this happen, right? Because of the CPI open, buyers are filled on lower volume, okay? And as the market is open, and if it pushes higher here, this price action is unsupported by the low volume from pre-market. So what's going to happen, right? The market is going to correct itself due to the lack of, you know, buy volume up so high, and there's much more interest near the CPI open print. Right, and then normally now it's not an absolute double bottom. You could get a higher low, you could get a liquidity sweep right beneath it, whatever, right? That's why we have confirmations in the market. But typically what I see is this, right? Drops, hits the CPI open, and then it continues to push to the upside. right? Because those buyers now can get their orders filled much more confidently with larger volume, right? Since the market is open. So let's mark previous day high, previous day low, pre-market low. That's not pre-market low. This is pre-market low. And the pre-market high right here, right? But typically what I see is, right, a push up going into 9 a.m., right? Give or take. And then it sells off. Kind of what we're experiencing a little bit here. Right, I would use like 2-minute CBC to scalp it. I took NQ short, 2-minute candle by candle method risk. Do not shadow this. This is very risky, but that's my job, is to take risk. I don't know. Try it out. Don't shadow me though, okay? Alright, so there's a supply right there. See if they hold 2-minute CVC. Remember, guys, you don't take crazy size either. There's nothing wrong with sizing down, especially if you are struggling lately. Got previous day orb high right here. I know CBC's bullish. I know that was a red candle pullback, but I see the 2-minute flip. If they hold it, great. If they don't, no worries. Breaking base above the previous day high. Let's look at the 350, 355 calls. Reject off of the previous day high. Let's look at the 342.5, 340 puts, okay? Breaking base below the pre-market low. Let's watch the 337.5, 335 puts. Bounce off of the pre-market low. Let's watch 345, 350 calls, okay? Guys, and play hot potato with these contracts. You know, sometimes taking 10, 20 points is better than taking or targeting 40, 50. I know that sounds crazy due to the monetary aspect of it, but you know, you are much more able to consistently take 10 to 20 points from the market. No stress. Okay, let's get Tesla posted. Okay, now let's go to SPY. Set. Previous day low, previous day high, pre-market low, pre-market high. I'm gonna mark this CPI open, just red. Okay, let's get previous day orb high right here. These are all good target. We want that one too. I don't know. It's only 40 cents. Now let's bump up to the hourly real quick. Grab our levels to the upside. All-time high. I gotta grab it off the 10-minute. 1 second. Okay, right there. This is all-time high. Okay, go back to the hourly. All-time high. I'll mark this pre-market high as well. And then over that, whole dollar strike 643. I don't know if we see that. That is pretty high, but I'll just leave it. Nothing too crazy today. All right, let's say breaking base above the pre-market high. Let's watch the 642, 643 calls. Reject off of the pre-market high. Let's watch the 638, 637 puts. Breaking base below the previous day orb high. Let's watch the 636, 635 puts. Bounce off the previous day orb high. 640, 641 calls. Okay, so let's type out the directional analysis now. Excuse me. All right, so SPY directional analysis. Longs. Aiming to defend the, I would say, CPI open. 636.54 in order to push above the all-time high 639.87. Over this, target pre-market high 640.1, 641.57, and 643. Shorts aiming to sorry guys, I got a little cough this morning. Shorts are aiming to defend the all-time high 639.87 in order to push below the previous day, or let's say previous day high 638.95. Below this, they target previous day orb high 637.77. CPI open 636.54. Pre-market low 635.15, and the previous day low 634.64. Okay. Sweet. So let's get the SPY directional analysis posted. Great. So the SPY directional analysis is now posted. Whoa, what happened? It's not posted actually. There, now it is. All I ask is that you guys leave a like showing support for the directional analysis. I post this every single morning for free, giving traders insight as to where buyers and sellers potentially are for today's intraday market. So when I get back, let's chart out futures, ES and Q, pick contracts to watch before the open, as well as get through our warm up. Okay, so I will be right back. Yo, I'm making my coffee right now, but y'all fucking scale, okay? Y'all scale. We nailed it. Now, I think we sell off to the CPI open, but you should be up about 35-ish, almost 40 points right now, okay? Manage your shit, okay? We're 2 for 2 already, over 3 racks, okay? It's only 904. Yes. Always yes, Chad. Yes. Okay, I'll be back. I gotta get my coffee. Yo, I'm back. Yo, Chad, if you chase it, you got a spicy 6 points, brother. Okay. What do you think, man? We hold this to the open? I mean, I feel like I should flatten it. I feel like that's the move right now. But our entry's so good. I would hate to miss out on that CPI open that we've been talking about. 662. It'd be like 120 points. Holy shit, bro. They're dumping this thing. Beautiful move. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll trail it. You're right, Eric. All right, 50-point gain NQ. Manage your trade, okay? Manage it. Don't sit here holding hope. Okay, so let's pull up ES. 10-minute. Clear the set. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Session high. Session low. Let's get the Lorb. Lorb low, Lorb high. Like I've mentioned, right, we're likely to push to that CPI open print. That's where we'll typically find some buyers. Previous day highs right here, huh? Previous day low. Mhm. 3 minute 20 test right here. Green candle pullback though. CBC short. Okay, there's a 10 minute. All right, let's go to NQ. I'm gonna try another account short here. Like 10 minute candle high, like a little bit over it, right? That's pretty tight. So we'll see if it holds. But don't shadow this, guys, okay? Really, we should be much more patient going into the open. As I think that we see the CPI print, right? Buyers, CVC confirmation, etc. Kind of pressing the bet right now, though. So, very risky. Okay, here's our previous day levels. Get the orb. Orb high. Orb low. Okay, previous day orb high right here. Cool G. Backs though, man. It's all the same, right? It's all the same. Bubble craps, trading, featured market, no difference. Okay, there's NQ 10-minute posted. All right. Well, I guess let's just go into our warm-up. I'm going to clear set. I'm probably going to trade some more NQ today. Okay, so looking at this, I chopped myself up, being stupid. I sat there after I logged off in my bed and just stared at the ceiling for a good 10 minutes. We've all been there. Don't act like you haven't. Okay? We need those moments of clarity where you just lay in bed and you stare at the ceiling and you just don't say anything. It's necessary, right? I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I never do. I didn't smash anything, right? Just controlled it. Exactly. Good times. So, but looking back, I realized a few mistakes. Okay, so going into the open here, right? CBC is short. We were in a short, right? Broke the low, scale out, fantastic. You make a little bit of money. Then CBC flips bullish. Why didn't I buy red candles, right? Red candle pullbacks prior to a pivot break right here would have been great. Let's say a little bit higher, right? Break up, you know, there's 20 plus points. Scale and trail, can't be upset about it. Okay, then on the flip side, CBC flips short. Green candle sell, green candle sell, green candle sell. They all give you lower lows, right? They give you 10-minute 20 scales, VWAP scales, micro lower low intraday scales, right? That breaks down. That's around 20 points. Not the best range, but still tradable. You know, a lot of people ended red yesterday, like on X. I was noticing, and you know, again, I don't like using other people's experiences to make me feel better about my bad experience, right? I should just, you know, continue my review, understand that this is the risk that we take, the probability at hand, and I can't complain about it, right? Because I have been on the other side many, many times of losing, right? We win very often, so at some point, you gotta pay that piper. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, right? CBC flips bullish, right? And I shouldn't really go long into the orb. Okay? But let's say a trader does. Goes long right here, red candle pullback, stops you out because CBC flips short. It's not a massive loss, 20 points or less. Okay? Then you're saying, okay, well, CBC flips short. It looks like a break based on orb high, liquidity sweep. We're going to get sent to the downside, right? That's what it looks like. It doesn't play out like that. Very difficult. So CBC flip short. You could have bought the green candle. You've been stopped out, you know, close over CPI high or CBC flip, whatever, or not CPI, but CBC high and CBC flip, right? That's a pretty painful loss right there. This area very tricky to trade, right? Really, I expended more emotions than capital in this point. So now looking at it, I think the main issue was the breach of VWAP, right? Breach of VWAP, they bought, right? They weren't trying to buy over orb quite yet. Sells off, breaks VWAP again. They trap the sellers beneath it. Then they push to a higher high. Also, I think this was like a golden zone. Low of day to high of day. Look at that. No candles closing below your golden zone, right? You just see lower wicks showing buying. So, and that's a hard perspective to try to pick up each and every single time as well, right? Unless you're eyeballing it. So, don't be discouraged. Everyone has red days. I saw like, what was it? Some dude lost his like 5 TPT pros. They were all like negative 4K. Sucks, right? But there's a reason why we trade props. It's not just about, the insurance aspect of trading and this or that, right? Partially, of course, right? I can talk about that aspect a little bit, but that guy lost 5 pro accounts. I think his name was what, like Nutty Bar or something like that. And what does that cost him? $1,000. Those 150Ks are 200 something dollars. So on a really bad day, at most he lost $1,000. Boo-hoo, sad story, right? Really not that bad compared to what if you were trading only an options account, right? Or your own your own funded futures account, right? Matters could have been much worse. So for me, I realized I didn't really lose much yesterday. I was more so frustrated with my outcomes of trading due to chasing the money, predicting price, trading without confirmation, or just, I mean, this, guys, unless I really think the only long there was the golden zone, and unless you pick that up, right, you struggled between 10:40 to 12 o'clock. So don't be discouraged. It's all a part of the process. Because like if you are discouraged, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, man, CBC sucks. CBC put me in 2 trades and I lost them both. Blah blah blah. But then, right, like what happens here? CBC flips short. Go to the 2 minute chart. I really prefer the 3 minute on NQ, but 2 minutes fine. 10 minute CBC flip there, right? What happened? 2 minute rejection. 2 minute rejection, rejection, rejection. Look at all of that, right? Selling into the orb low. All these white arrows I'm marking are points where you could have shorted and made some money. Right? So like I can't discredit CBC. I will not discredit CBC. I have to focus on, who's actually at fault, and that was my own read of price action. So no big deal, right? I know how to read price action. I just have to remove the euphoria kind of FOMO from it and trade well. I'm going to de-risk that new position just a little bit. 10-point gain and Q covered half. We're up about 60 points here on the initial short. Yeah, you're right, KT. I don't trade that's a do not trade day for me, and I will not do that again. I should have just sat out, maybe taken scalps in the afternoon, let the dust settle, but I didn't trade Friday, so I felt like I should have been present yesterday. I'm not gonna just like regret trading yesterday totally because it gave me a lesson, but um, hey, it's a squirrel, guys. But moving forward, I'm gonna respect that rule a bit more. Yo, good morning, guys. I think we're gonna push down to the CPI open on NQ. That's 660. I'm short from 882, or excuse me, 782, and I also just took another short on another account at 735. So typically, what we see this large push up supported by lower volume, meaning after the open, you're gonna see that kind of crash down a little bit towards much more interest near the CPI open where buyers initially bought. Right down there, it's not going to be a complete double bottom. I don't think. I think maybe we sweep under the London orb. That's at 643. I'd wait for confirmation of buyers with a CBC flip, and then we can potentially continue to the upside back to previous day high 804 area. But good morning, good luck. Let's have a good day. Okay. Guys, also don't forget, okay, partner with the best prop firm in the business. If you want to trade, take Profit Trader with me and most of the group, here's the link in the chat. You get 40% off and no funded fee when you pass, meaning when you pass your eval, you pay nothing. There is no activation fee like Top Step, Apex, most of your other firms. Be careful here. Emp did make a great point, right? This is the golden zone area. I think if I just mark the CPI from the CPI open, right, there's the golden zone. But I wonder if they hold the lower time frame EMA cross and retest. Are they still doing that sale? Money back on first payout as well? I thought it ended on Sunday. Oh, extended to this. Oh, and thank you, the guy. You get your money back on your first payout. That's sick. They extended it. We got 3 minutes until the open. I think I should just flatten this trade. My initial trade here. Maybe the second one too. Yo, BK. Good morning. Maybe it's a 3 bar play. I don't want to think long until it flips long. All right, we got 1 minute. Good luck, guys. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Okay, I see a 2 minute EMA cross and retest. I can't go long unless CBC flips, but maybe they pop it off the open. Okay, let's go to the CPI open. Potentially 661 would be ideal, but maybe they take a little profit here from the shorts. Ooh, smash them. Come on. Hurt them bad. Yeah. Go, go, go. Come on. Hold the CBC. You know you want that lorb area. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, this isn't going to make or break me, so. Beautiful. If you shorted green, you can cover down here. Let's get the bill breaker. Beautiful. Yo, what's up, Evan? I'm all out my initial short there, 50-point gain in Q. I cut my second short. I lost 10 points net. Not bad there. I thought we could see CPI open, but see if they flip it. Be careful for the lower high, right? High to that open low right here. Golden zone test right now. Not bad. 2 for 3. And a little paper cut on the second trade. Second short. Excuse me. I have the luxury of being patient right here. If it rips and breaks highs without the CBC flip, I don't want any part of it. But damn, she ripping. It's so strange because normally we see that CPI open. Oh my god. Meta, bro. Crazy. No rush, guys. No rush. Oh, excuse me. See, if you chased it, you're getting punished a little right now. I see a 5-minute flip on SPY. I see the 3-minute pullback. NQ long scout bill breaker. Excuse me. I am concerned of a long trap right here. Oh, dude, my bad. The streams. Can you guys hear my music? Can you guys hear my music in the Discord? Yo, can you guys hear that? Oh my god, dude. My bad. No music now? Okay. Get Buddha. See if we break the bill here, 800. It'll give me a scale. I have a supply up at midpoints 834 NQ. CBC flip bullish. I'm just concerned of a lower high up here, guys. So, just be aware of that. SPX 6435 call, 10-minute CBC risk. Here's the bill breaker NQ, 15-point gain, sold half, $300 per contract. Hey, chill out, man. Y'all are tripping. Yo, good morning. We're right at all-time high right here on SPY, 639.87. Very risky. I wonder, I don't know, I'm thinking Hero Zero on this SPX. I would hate to, you know, stop out of something for like 150 bucks per con, and then it ripped 10 times. But who knows, right? We are seeing an all-time high rejection. CBC is long. Red candle pullback to the EMAs here. Stopped in Q. I think that's a better pullback here off the 3 minute. Watch it go to the CPI open now. Yeah, it's because they're talking about the Fed right now. I think it's a pullback buy. But it's like a little disrespect of the 3 minute 20. I would hate for this to be a lower high, then they crack a lower low, and then go to the CPI open, right? I knew it was a very eager entry too. That's why I'm debating Hero Zero on it. A little all-time high rejection there. Looking to see if the 10-minute EMAs maintain on our indices here. Let's spy doing 2 minute. Meta still rocking though. 789 now. They needed a pullback. Five-minute flip, and they're smashing it here a little bit. We do have 3 minute CBC as a short perspective. That CPI open is still valid for the short. There's VWAP here in Q. I'm short in Q, 3 minute CBC risk. Here's Bill Breaker. There we go. Beautiful. 20-point gain in Q covered half. Let's go to that CPI open. Nice, KT. I knew that that all-time high, like, pivot break was a tough look. I was concerned of that lower high, but it's all good. Here we go. CPI open coming. I think maybe we come down to like London or below, sweep it. I can only long it though if the CVC flips back above the London or below. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Excuse me. Guys, I think I'm just gonna hold the SPX Hero Zero. I feel like they're gonna rip it towards midday and afternoon. But beautiful look here. CPI open. It's right there, 636.54. Excuse me. Trailing stop loss hidden profit and Q. Excuse me, guys. They got really close to that CPI. 666, this 662. That's the open, right? So CBC bullet or CBC bearish candle green. Could be another short, but I would rather see the 3-minute EMA interaction. And if they don't give it, they don't give it. We're gonna have orb set in just a few. $10-minute 20 VWAP sweep. Feels like a flop. Daphne, you're snoring, girl. Look, there's a. I mean, that's not really a 3-minute rejection. Maybe a 2-minute. Damn, dude, I missed it. That was a clean short there. I just didn't get the 3-minute interaction I wanted. Thirty orb set, a little less than 3 minutes. The 10-minute 200. ES can come a little lower. Short NQ, 2-minute scalp. Fuck yeah. There's the CPI open print. Just hit. See if we get a London orb low 643. Let's go. Come on. Take your scalps, guys. I'm trying to. $30 orb is set. Or no, almost set, sorry. That was a good short on Tesla, damn. 20-point gain NQ covered half, $400 per contract. There's the London orb low, 643. Let's go. Yeah, I think ES is going to gravitate towards that 10-minute 200 EMA 406. That's 50 cents lower on SPY, potentially hitting their London orb low at 404 as well. Beautiful short right here. That's 40 points now. Fuck yes. Let's go, baby. Excuse me. Pre-market low lines up with bill breaker at 600 on NQ. Do not long this unless the CBC flips for the listeners. You need a basis of confirmation. It feels like buyer is just going to gravitate towards a lower bid. Remember, I mentioned this prior to the open. Just because CPI rips in pre-market, don't set a bias sentiment, right? That move is supported on low volume, which is evident after the market opens today. You can see it just crumbling, right? So now we're in a area from overnight session Globex where buyers were met, right, from 600 to like 630 right here. Coughing a lot today, guys. Sorry. It could be a sweep, but I need the candle by candle method to tell me that. Trailing stop loss hit and profit there in Q, 20 points. $30 orb is set. You're seeing SPY trying to hold this 30 orb. I'm just gonna be patient. You know, I'm still holding the SPX Hero 0, but probability is low unless it flips. Excuse me. Why is AMD dumping so bad? Sorry. Excuse me. So we swept the. Oh, ES didn't hit the CPI open. Hmm. Bro, what's UNH doing? Ooh, not bad. Two-minute EMA test. I want to try another Hero Zero off of the orb, but I have to remind myself if it really is the setup I'm looking for, it will provide proper confirmation. I don't have to be the first in the trade. I don't have to have the bottom to make good, consistent money. So I keep telling myself, wait for CBC to flip, wait for CBC to flip. It hasn't done that. Hmm. Man, I want to go long so bad. We swept the CPI open, swept the London orb low like I mentioned. And they're pushing it here. Holding orb as well. Orb low for NQ is 648 today. So if we close above this London, or excuse me, if we close above our orb low, I feel like it's a liquidity sweep to try to test sellers at the highs again near 800. I should have fucking hit that, bro. Two-minute EMA, disrespected. Fuck, man, I should have hit. Dude, I was watching the 642 calls at 12 cents, and they're at 17 now. It's 40%. Hmm. 1 minute till the 10-minute candle closes. We'll see if the CBC flips. That's a 3-minute 20 rejection on NQ. 30 seconds. Can they flip it? They're not going to flip it on NQ. It doesn't look. I mean, I don't think that they're gonna get a 40-point can or 40-point pop in 15 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe a 5-minute. That's a mid orb as well. 5-minute flipped. Do I want to trust the 5-minute today though? So downside golden zone too. If you mark like look at ES here, swing high to swing low, golden zone. Yeah, it feels heavy with the golden zone and then the NQ 3-minute EMAs. NQ short 3-minute EMA risk. Fuck yeah, let's go. Go a little lower. No. Ooh, it's a little wiki here. A little jumpy. Excuse me. I am just concerned for that liquidity sweep of the orb. Like if I pull up NQ, I haven't really watched Nvidia much at all today. I pull up NQ, right? 30 orb is right there. Maybe that liquidity sweep for the longs potentially plays out here. They close over the orb low. Stopped NQ. Took the tag. I kind of want those hero zeros on SPY again, but I don't know, bro. I took SPY 642 calls, hero 0. Yep. Liquidity sweep, here's mid-orb area on NQ. If they clear mid-orb, we typically see the opposing orb level. That's at 808 on NQ. Excuse me. 5-minute CVC did flip. I should have maybe bought the calls on that 5-minute red candle, but I was concerned about the NQ 3-minute. ES didn't hit the CPI lows, but NQ did. Now I think maybe we get that push up. Need to see like a new high break here. They just need to close over the previous candle high here. And then that'll flip the sentiment for the longs. Concern is this previous day high, all-time high area for SPY. Ooh, see that little rejection? We need to get over 430 on ES. I don't like that lower high sell off of previous day high for ES. Guys, and I really hope you're not shadowing. I'm just trying something very risky here on SPY SPX. Okay, this is abnormal to what we typically trade, so 30 seconds. I took the 64.35s, but I'm down. Good chunk on them. NQ long, 3-minute EMA risk. Mm-hmm. 70s, 80s next on NQ. Yes. Papes. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like art, right? Like nothing's technically original, you know what I mean? But we can have different perspectives on things. But yeah, I mean, Bill Breaker. I think really a lot of that derived from trading penny stocks. I mean, yeah, like early in my career, hit at 80 cents. There's a high probability it goes 90. 90 120. Oh yeah, good times, right? Good times. Dude, I remember waking up 4 a.m. Weeble, checking the top gainers. Yep. Now I'm just exposed to the market all the time because of futures. So it's kind of, I feel back at square one. Oh yeah. So like lesson on theta, guys, right? So like where I bought the calls, it was a little bit higher here, right? A little risky, but I bought them. They were at $3.60. We sold off. Time is passed a little bit. We pushed back up close to my entry, and it's down $160 per contract. Right? That's theta for you. If you're trading 0 days, be careful with that. I don't like this 10-minute candle. Like we're seeing another lower high potential here. And I just loaded these hero zeros. I don't want that to happen. But all-time high sellers, though, it's asking a lot to clear the sellers from all-time high on SPY. All right, if we go back to the daily analysis, right, all-time highs right there, right under 640. Yo, thank you, Cool Chi. Yeah, guys, if you're on the YouTube channel, right, leave a like, show some support. There's only 36 likes and 155 of you watching. Right, we need to pump those numbers up. Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. Nice little pop here. Excuse me. Go to 70s, 80s NQ. Break new high a day, SPY. That's the ideal experience. They're really struggling here. You know, I think on NQ, this is like right over that golden zone from the last leg down. So I need to see like a strong close over 736. I don't know. I don't like this stalling out, bro. I don't want another EMA pullback. But I might have to sit through it since I didn't take the position on it in the first place. We'll see. Nice on NQ. Come on. Yeah, I'm here. What are you look? You talking about a short? Yeah, I'm looking at it. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. So it broke up, reject off 120. You got to see a base here. Holds 115, 110. I mean, that's previous resistance, previous all-time high, 113 area too. They could force those sellers out to cover, adding to the buy imbalance. But I'm with paper. I mean, I think 120, 125, then 150 long term. You know, I give it 6 months or less. Fails, you're gonna retest the buyers down there at 100 bill breaker. I'm all the way down to 93 potentially. No, that's scoopy. I don't like this stalling out on it. ES and Q right here at the previous day high as well. You know, I mean, I think like the problem is a lot of traders, like especially retail traders, think that, you know, trading the market is some like magical skill that can only be derived from like having hundreds of millions of dollars to develop, you know, HFT algos and whatever you name it, right? Manipulation, yada yada. We're all human. You know, this is all just derived from, you know, basic instincts and tendencies as humans, right? So I feel like not saying the market's predictable, but it's consistent in that sense. You know, for us to be able to trade around, like I'll put thousands of dollars on the line for a bill breaker time and time again for day trades, and the only reason behind that is because I can read other traders' tendencies, right, where the market's likely to go due to probability. Here we go. We're trying to push 70s, 80s. If we clear the 70s, 80s, bill breaker 23,800 on NQ. We're trying to just hold the lower time frame EMAs here, but struggling at the previous day orb high. Downside golden zone on NQ 736, or like 20 points higher, but I don't feel like a real squeeze quite yet. We're still in a range from CPI. Hood. Robin Hood. Trader Phil. Fuck, man. They've given 15 points over and over and over, and I just need to take it if they give it again. Even 10 points I'll take. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure here. And a range CPI is not normal, but again, it's within the cards. I don't have a CVC flip off the 2 minute, which concerns me because that's what happened last time. Right, EMAs are bullish, they cross the retest here, but you didn't get a CVC flip off of the EMAs. Red candle buys there. ES just so weak. It's gotta clear that previous day high seller out. 15-point gain NQ. I'm gonna de-risk and sell half here. It's just a de-risk. I said it. I said if they give 15 points again, I'll take it. And in that case, if it does pull back against me, you know, it'll kind of dampen the blow a little bit. But like that's a 2-minute 20 test here on ES. Like I kind of like the long here again, risking maybe 5 points beneath it. Bro, I wish it would cool off a little more. This 91 degrees and this humidity is, dude. I haven't golfed in a few months, dude. But once it's September, October, you get that crisp 65, man. Hey, enjoy it though, man. Yo, nice work, Augie. Bro, my golf game, let me just say this, right? I go out there to have fun. That's it. I go out there to have fun. Let's just leave it at that, right? Bro, ES, I swear, man, you better get your ass up. Yes, sir, Augie. Yeah, my scores are pretty bad. No, bro, just at each of the little water coolers, just fill up one of those paper cups, just dump it all over yourself. That's all you gotta do. Mhm. 50 seconds. This 10-minute candle doesn't look good. It's crazy, like, when's the last time we had a range on CPI? They got 30 seconds here to defend the CBC on SPY. I see the 2-minute EMAs though. It's risk to reward is not bad. Maybe it's a break in base on previous day high. I kind of want a long ES too. That's a lot of longs on though. NQ long, SPX calls, SPY calls. I'll probably just let it chill. But it feels fearful, right? Where traders are fearful for the longs, typically it's your best entry. Now, of course, there's probability at hand. Held it green, yep. And Q still pushing here. I need an extension, right? We held the 2-minute EMAs, but I need like a jab up to show that those sellers cover, and then we're at, you know, the discretion of the high of day sellers over 790. 2-minute EMA pullback here on SPY ES. Not bad risk to reward for the longs, but you got to manage that risk quickly though if it fails. Feels really heavy. Right now, what I see on SPY is like a doji method. So if I go to like the doodles chart, right? Like you see seller, like this is the doji, right? Spinning top candle, whatever you want to call it, right? There's the buyers, and I'll just mark this. Excuse me, that's the sellers and the buyers on this lower wick. So it's a battle between these two for the doji method. If you want to go long, right, as simple as, hey, buy in the lower wick of the OG doji. You want to short it, short in the upper wick of the OG doji. Hey, look at that. Yep, SPY's at the previous day high. That's the problem. Ooh, go, 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 go. Come on now. Show some urgency, SPY. Now, I know that it's just another push into the seller territory, but if we close over the sellers here at 639.5, you can see that squeeze play out. But according to the sweep, targets, some targets have been given already. VWAP break, mid orb break, right? Previous day high for SPY, etc. But like if you took the 2-minute 20 entry, you're risking 5 points, right? Which is VWAP, not bad, and then you'd be up 4 points. Should have hit it, but again, I don't want to over leverage too long. Yeah, I'm in calls. 642 calls, SPX calls, and I'm in an NQ long. I already de-risked half of it though. My calls though, my options trades are hero 0. They need to close over this level there, 639.56. SPY. Oh, excuse me. Maybe they base off that 61.8 fib. I'll go to another set. This is what I'm talking about. $10-minute 9 pullback too. Let's go, Frank. So right here, I see a doji method playing out. We need to close on SPY over 639.56 to show that this isn't a reversal, that it's just a little bit of profit taking. You do have a trend line test right here for SPY, though. Beautiful. Dude, I should have hit the long on ES, bro. Again, risking 5 points, you'd be up 7. So 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. I'm on NQ, though. SPY SPX, but Theta's eating me up a little bit. Like, if I don't want to be biased, but typically, like, what we see will be like a big FOMO, like, spike up. That's where you need to take most of your profit, because then traders are gonna be like, oh man, I sat there and hesitated all, this entire time, and then it popped hard. That's where you want to take profit quickly. And it can have continuation, but fund the continuation, right? Take a little bit of profit, find another position, or hold on to some runners. Nice red candle buy there on ES and Q. Got to clear the 78.6 fib, 767. Yeah, I need 70s, 80s, then bill breaker 800. Kind of a 3-bar play right here on NQ. But like, look at that doji method, right? Like, this is how, like, if you see just a bunch of doji candles, this is how you should play it, right? Go to the 10-minute, find your OG doji, right? Push up, spinning top. Highlight the upper wick and the lower wick, depending upon the sentiment, of course, right? And your own kind of desired entry. Trade with the buyers in the lower wick. Sell with the sellers in the upper wick with a stop above if they close outside of it. Orb high, all-time high. This is also an all-time high test here on SPY, not far from it. 20, 30 cents. Sellers potentially cover here from the doji method. No guarantees though, obviously. We've been trading in a little micro range since 10:20, so the last 30 minutes NQ has been stuck here. Let's see, let's get an orb high break, new high day, bingo right there. Beautiful. Watch the surge, right? Pivot breaks means profit taking. New all-time high SPY. Almost 30 points here in Q. Squeeze it, baby, squeeze it. There's 70s, 80s on NQ. Since ES broke out, I think NQ is going to follow suit. I'm going to hold my runner up to bill breaker, potentially higher high over 822. There's a... Oh, shit, missed it. Watch for the liquidity sweep as well. We need to stay above the orb high so that sellers don't gain more confidence for the sweep. Come on, SPY, don't be a bitch. Ooh. I haven't hit it before either. I love SPX, but yes, sir. Free round of golf right there. Damn, bro. I should like I'm holding this hero 0, but like I really wanted like 100%. I got up to like 30% on the 642 calls, but you're seeing that orb potential sweep, right? Like I need to see this candle close above the orb high, otherwise it could be a double sweep. They broke the low, swept to the orb high, broke the high. Now do they come back down and hold a range? I should have just de-risked no matter what, even if it was just 20%. But bro, look at that 2-minute pullback on SPY ES, right? If you bought the 220 pushed up, that's 1.2, right? So 12 points, that's 1 to 2.5 risk to reward right there. Great long off the ES, 2-minute EMAs. Nice work, Des. Doji method still playing out on NQ. They didn't close over the 78 6 fib, not yet. hate that I hesitated at 12 cents. Nice red candle pullback on NQ. You bought red, sell green NQ. We need to get back over that orb high, 639.9 for SPY, if this is going to play out. Otherwise, it's a range CPI day. Let's go. Give me a stick. Give me a stick. I got these 642s at 18 cents. At the money is about, what is it? Normally around 80 cents, 70 cents. I want to see if we can get there. I should de-risk though. That's 30% on the Hero Zeros. Here's 80s. We want Bill Breaker NQ at 800. Should maybe scale here, but I'm holding Hero Zero. I feel stupid because I'm up big here, but I know I don't know, man. I was thinking hard yesterday. I was like, if I can hit something hero zero and hit 1,000%, which I've done, it could be, a deep 5-figure trade. I just don't know if I want to hold to that or if we even get that. I have to see momentum here, though, if that's the case. Enjoy it, Frank. Here's 40 points on NQ. Manage your trade, please. Set a trailing stop loss to ensure profit. We are approaching sellers here right into the 90s from the last two pivot rejections this morning, CPI and then the open. But if these sellers cover, right, this would add insane buy imbalance. Hey, y'all snoring, chill. Punch it, ES. Come on. We hit bill breaker on NQ. I kind of want to get out. I gotta feed the streets. Here we go, baby. 66% on the Hero Zeros. I'm gonna sell half of my calls, the 642s right here. Oh, a strip. It's a fucking raptor. Here we go, bill breaker NQ. Like I mentioned, let's go, baby. My SPX Hero Zeros are only down $20 now. That's a bad entry. I'm just raising my stop loss here. We're at 55 points on the NQ longs. That's $1,100 bill. Like the Lee Hickeys. And fuck with her and her. Do the for sure. Voodoo curse. Flew the Turks. Squeezed. Yes. Squeeze it, baby. No shorts unless CBC flips. For SPY here, we're up fat. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I want to get out. I want to de-risk some SPX calls here for sure. I'm still holding. Nice work on the 25s though, Maria. Where'd you get him at? I know you were looking at it at the lows. Beautiful, bro. Fat green futures, fat green options. I gotta see if SPX can push a little more though. I guess I had a de-risk there because it did push to $4, but that's, you know, not really the best there. So tell me what's really going on. Now I'm back again. Motherfucking scratch and win. Nigga, I don't love her, I don't judge her, but I can never love her. Break that pivot, baby. 822 is the number. Damn, Maria, from $3. Nice. I love Nicki Minaj. I told her. There you go, new high day. Squeezy. And your pants are mighty fitted. Oh, damn. Ooh. Dude, that's why I'm holding these hero zeros. I find myself like overreacting to the pullback. And like, I don't know, if you just tighten your position size up a little bit and accept the full risk rather than saying, hey, I'm going to risk 20% or 30% of it, you can just let the trade play out. And if you lose, right, that's the risk that you had predefined anyway. Okay, goddamn. Here we go. 85-point gain NQ, baby. Let's bust up. Oh, I'm in profit on SPX? Oh, shit. Like, These are the days that I work hard for, right? Do you know how much mental capital I wasted yesterday trading a do not trade day? Guys, write it down, put a sticky note somewhere. Have do not trade days, okay? I know I don't like letting you guys down and not showing up on stream and this or that, but I have to put myself first, right? Like, there was no reason for me to trade yesterday aside from the fact of feeling the need to be here, right? Because, I mean, CPI, these are our money-making days. You guys know that. We do this. Over CPI, PPI, FOMC, we bank. Why put myself in like a emotional, kind of trough because I'm being greedy, right? Doesn't make sense. Here's 80% on the 642s for SPY. What target do I have for the daily analysis above? I got 641.57. That's that after hour high from that all-time high day. And then whole dollar psych 643. Guys, don't be greedy. I have made so many mistakes on days just like this where like, for example, right now, one of my pro accounts, I made $1,000 and I'm not touching it. I could have hit more on the ES 2-minute pullback, or you just say 3-minute CBC or whatever it may be, but I have to work on discipline. I have to be able to recognize my tendencies and faults, and there's more often than not, after I hit a daily goal and I try to press an account, I lose money. Why didn't I de-risk the SPX? But why is it not refreshing here? Ooh, ooh. House of Stacks, how's everyone trading today? One's in the chat if you're green, two's red, zero, no trades or break even. How are you all trading? Don't be afraid to post a 2 or a red day. It happens, guys. You guys saw me experience a red day yesterday and on Wednesday last week. Oh, NQ, come on. Boss up. Nice, guys. Good job. Good job. Nice, Colchi, red to green. It's all good, A-bomb. Just study up today, brother. Chasing Money says, took that SPX call. 160%. Congrats. Oh, here we go. 95 points NQ. Squeeze it, baby. Squeeze it. Who wants to short the all-time high break? Yes, sir. There's 111%. 642 calls. SPX, No way, bro. Dude, I can't believe it's 11:17. Like, dude, days go by too quickly now. Baby girl. Yes, let me see you twirl. All right, I don't want to be greedy here. 102-point gain NQ. I'm all out. That's over $2,000 on one mini. It can go higher, but I've done my job. Y'all like Gretzky. I'm at you. Like bless me. Hit the dance floor. Impress me. Nice, holy sus. Jesus Christ. Dude, I love that guy. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Is it just me and you, my love? How many hoes in this club? Is it really just me, my love? Memphis, Tennessee, my love. I agree, my love. I got drinks, jokes, sex, and cash as a fourth. Rip it, rip it. Dude, beautiful. Dude, the at the money SPY is at 84 cents. I have an entry of 18 cents. If we go up that high, that's money. Beautiful, Maria. I got a de-risk too. Maria just got all out. I got a de-risk. All right, 122% gain. SPY 642 calls. I'm going to sell a quarter here. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. But my entry on SPX was straight buns, bro. I should have had an entry at least like a $1.50, and that would be up 150%, right? I should have hit it. I just got way too eager off the open. I know I didn't want to sell it because, typically this is what we see. Sell off to the CPI open, like I said, could be higher low, double bottom, or liquidity sweep, right? Each and every experience is different. But, not bad though, right? I've had a strong feeling that we would push higher here. Oh well, ship sell, still mine, all mine. Cosine, cosine. I should have. I don't know. I keep wanting more out of 6435 calls, but they gave $100 per contract. I'm just being stupid. Top five, top five, top five. Pivot break. Be careful, right? They can continue here, but you guys should trail the stop loss. Nice work, PB. Beautiful, man. Check him out. Get some fire X there for PB. $2,300 or $2,400 today on the pro account. He closed the position though. Congratulations, bro. You deserve a payout. Guys, don't forget TPT. I didn't realize this, but they have extended their best sale ever. Okay, you get 40% off, no funded fee when you pass, meaning when you pass the eval, you pay nothing. But also, when you take a payout, they're going to refund you your initial eval fee. So on a 50K, it's 102 bucks. You take a payout, you're going to pay yourself, but you're also going to be trading the funded account for free. See, I'm making mistakes here on SPX. Should have scaled. 50 bucks a contract would have been something. Stopped out break even, but not the case. She not a guy to me. Just mine. You got you wagging out of me. Yo, I noticed who's like super active in the group. I see the guy in here every day answering questions, giving input, insight, bro. I gotta upgrade him. Always helpful, bro. That's what I love to see in the house. PB as well. PB deserves it. Yeah, TPT is take profit trader. Discord is 100 what is it? I think it's like 149. I don't know if I put 150, but $150 a month. You get a 7-day free trial as well. Yeah, these are the alerts. I think I lost a couple trades this morning. Right here, NQ long, 20 point, 30 point all out. That's $1,000. NQ short, 15 point gain, 50 point gain manager trade, right? I got all out of that one at 50, the initial short. Took another short 10-minute candle high risk. Then what happened? Oh, hold on. Bro, I fucked up that SPX scale, dude. That one might be the tag. No biggie though. Okay, I think, yeah, I got stopped on the NQ short, and then I took NQ long. I gained 15 points, and then got stopped off of the open. 64.35 calls. I'm still red on slightly here, like 20%. NQ short, 3-minute. That gave me 20, 40 points. Another NQ short scout, 20, 40 points. NQ short, stopped at NQ. SPY 642 calls. These were 18 cents. Held at hero 0. Those went up 120%. You can see there's a scales there. Then I took NQ long, 3-minute EMA risk at 1021. Go check where NQ was at 1021. I de-risk at 15 points, and then I'm all out at 100, right? So that's like 20, what is that? 2,300 points, 2,400, or points, $2,400. Yeah, I'm live stream on the Discord every day, right here. This is just like a phone call as well. There's no lag or latency, maybe a second or two. Right, I would prefer not. I've been burned in the past. Not saying that you would do that, right? But I've been burned in the past where, it was Denali. She was like, oh, I can open a Discord and it could be study buddies and we could be helpful, right? And then she fucked me over. And then she went over to Zach's Discord and did the same shit, Trojan horse style, right? And then fucked all of them over. So, no, no problems with Ride at all, right? With you, but I just would prefer not to, just because of my past experiences, unfortunately. Bro, I was planning on giving away a spot today, but we only got 65 likes. We need 100. We get 100 likes, I'll give a spot away. Dude, I'm so fucking stupid about the SPX. Held a continuation bias, but I should have. I mean, it gave $30, $50, $100 many times. They probably give it again. I don't want to be stupid this time. If they do give it, I'll have to de-risk. Even if it's $30 or whatever. Yo, I love that, Missy, right? Make the house a home, right? Everyone should be helpful. Now, I do want to apologize, right? I know that, I'm very... I can get a little excited, right? And I know that I can, cuss a lot or say crazy things. And I do want to apologize, for those people in the group that may not be used to that, right? We all come from different backgrounds, It is what it is. But I hope that y'all are learning and making money. But I will say, like, a difference, like, even on red days, like, you'll hear the frustration in my voice, but I'm not raging, I'm not, like, it's all about efficiency for me. Are those like anger or angry emotions? Are they efficient? No. I know that my worst emotion that I have is anger, right? Shout out mom and dad. But with that, I don't crash out though. You know what I mean? Like literally yesterday, I told y'all I laid down in bed. My wife was like, just talking me through it. Laid there, stared at the ceiling, did nothing. And after 10 minutes, dude, 10 minutes passed by, and I felt fine, right? In the heat of the moment, you have to be able to pull yourself out of that, like, it's, you have like a fork in the road, right? You can either make it a really bad day, or you can just sit there and say, well, you're a trader. This is bound to happen at some point, right? Don't even sweat it. Because had I overreacted, I would have brought those emotions into today's price action and failed to trade CPI, one of our best, and highly probable winning days. I would have traded it poorly, right? Three-bar play here again, potentially. But, I mean, all I did, dude, and this pissed me off even more yesterday. I was like, well, fuck it, like, I'm gonna go do something that has nothing to do with making money. I went and played Marvel Rivals, dude, and I was getting destroyed. Every game, destroyed. Fucking lost. And I was like, okay, the world is testing me right now, right? Like, they really just want me to crash out. But we didn't. After that, I said, okay, I need to get the fuck away from the tech. I need to get away from the screens. Then, we just went for a drive. Checked out the beach. Hung out with the dogs, A-Bomb says, this is the hardest 2 weeks I have experienced trading in 2025. I will study harder and remain calm on the red days, come back stronger the rest of the week. What is your suggestion on how to control emotions besides just journaling? Now, again, a lot of people don't want to journal because they don't know where to start. Right now, like, I mean, I'm going to tell you to journal, right? But it's not just like writing shit down. It's also about being able to elaborate on those, weaker tendencies, So like right now, A-Bomb, you're not going to like this, but journal your emotions. Write down your top 3 emotions that you struggle with daily, right? Fear, greed, anger, those are my 3. I told you yesterday on stream, remember? I said I feel very anxious. I feel super nervous, very stressed out. I shouldn't have been trading. $40 per contract gain, SPX calls. I just have to de-risk. I've been holding these too long. I sold half. Okay, then, right, now that you have those three written down, elaborate, right? When do you typically experience these emotions? Remember I showed you like that Christmas tree kind of exercise, you know? Yeah, dude, my power cut out yesterday. I came back in on Discord and Spaces, but I don't know, man. They're always doing some shit over here on the island. Yeah, exactly, Isaac. You know, like all this shit is in our mind, bro. You know, imagine I sat there and just like kept feeding that monster, dude. Kept feeding that angry feeling. What day would I have had? You know? And the fact of the matter is that I perpetuate that. We can't be weak. Spy new highs, little break. Just a few cents. But like, you know, this is if the market is a fantastic tool to highlight, and you know, it's like a mirror, you know, a mirror that most of us never get to see. You know, your tendencies, whether good or bad, are going to be shown to you on a daily basis if you're a day trader, right? So that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. They're like, fuck, man. I keep taking loss after loss after loss, and then they keep making more mistakes because they're feeding into that anger. They're feeding into those weak emotions. You have to just look up for, you know, from time to time, right? Play Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror if you have to, bro. Okay? But bottom line is that I would say that most traders are not improving due to a failure of or lack of you know, understanding their own emotions. You don't have to be some fucking like guru, you know, and like I'm not gonna tell you to go fucking meditate and go sit in silence or something, right? But just try to understand yourself with grace, right? We're not perfect, you know. You're gonna have these faults, but if you can like step back a little bit and recognize what your faults are in the future, when you see that fault arising, right, you can nip it in the bud. You can refrain, you know, like right now, a lot of traders are probably like, they wanted a short at orb, or, you know, all-time high, pre-market high. They're forcing a thesis because you don't really have continuation. You know, you don't have, for the short side, you don't have a CBC flip, you don't have a lower high, you don't have 3-minute EMA cross and retest, etc. Yeah, definitely don't compare yourself to others, guys, you know. Like, there's a point in time where you start to accumulate money, right? We can look at it from a monthly basis. And then anything over that number really doesn't increase wealth. It increases possibilities, but it doesn't really increase wealth, right? If you can pay for the roof over your head, if you can, you know, feed yourself daily, you got lights, water, hot water, okay? All of these things, I mean, you know, you're really just pushing yourself harder to be someone that you're not, right? Doesn't mean that you can't amount to those, you know, I would say achievements at some point in life, but how can I expect myself to make $100,000 a day, comparing myself to someone else, if my work or experience hasn't, you know, met that threshold of another trader? You know, it's just, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, guys, don't, just please, you know, give yourself some grace. You know, you don't have to be special to be great. I've said it probably hundreds of times, I am not special. I am no different from any of you. I dropped out first semester. I don't come from money. You know, I don't know how else to explain this. You know, you don't have to be something that you're not, right? Just understand yourself and you'll have a much better time not only trading the markets, but living your life. Because like yesterday, like I look back at the red day, right? It compared to today's profit, ridiculous. Right? Why even overreact, bro? Give yourself time. A lot of you guys are still early on this, trading journey, and if you give yourself like think of the trader you could be in a year or two. I always look back from year one and compare myself, right? I'm not going to compare myself to others, but I can compare my experiences from year one to now, and I mean, it's unreal, dude. I would have never I mean, like, yeah, like you imagine it, but like it's really hard to accept that reality. No good reason. Mm-hmm. 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 But right now, bro, just imagine yourself, okay? You're fucking Tony Stark. You're in the cave. You got one option only, and that's to get the fuck out. You can do it. All right, you can do it. Do not doubt yourself. The power of believing is insane. All right. Statistically, I shouldn't be here speaking to all of you. I shouldn't be teaching you guys the things that I know because statistically, I should be making fucking $18 an hour living in an apartment. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, right? But I believe in myself and I believe in all of you. The only thing lacking is belief in yourself. Mm-hmm. No good reason. Do, 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 do. Y'all be back. Yeah, I'm back. Kind of stalling out here. Yo, win again, Joe. Yeah, bro. Just check out the Google Drive. I know that you said you watched 3, but I really want you to watch this one. Let me pull it up for you. Where is it at? That's the one. Okay, so this is a good one. Yo, go check this one out, Joe. The 2-minute 20 video. Nice work, Zid. But like, look at this. Like, I didn't take it because I was, I had too many longs going anyway. But I should have, right? Breaking base on previous day high. Look at the 2-minute chart. CBC's already bullish, but look at that 2-minute. right? Like the risk to reward is 5 points. So 50 cents on SPY, right? That's VWAP break. That would have been your stop. Okay, but if you don't get stopped, which you don't in this case, breaks over pre-market high, that's 1.3, right? That's 13 points on ES. So that's almost 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? Pulls back, they break higher here, that's 20 points on ES, right? That's 1 to 4 risk to reward. What if you got this scalp here, 2-minute 20, right? Breaks high of day, 70 cents or 7 points. I was trying to find a picture of me working at the market, you know, but dude, that guy, grinder, right? Fucking grinding it out. But in that low point, right, it's hard to believe in yourself because you're like, fuck, man, like, look at all these other people. They're in college, or they're starting a business, or they're blah, 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 this or that. You know, I didn't feed into that thought process, and you can't do that with your trading. Head down, grind, right? Put your blinders up, blocking out the haters, okay? You are your biggest hurdle. Nini, what the fuck? You're right. You're right. I worked at PJ's Gourmet Market, Durango, Colorado, 81301, and now we're still working at the market all this time later. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that, man. What are you smoking, Nini? How'd you come to that conclusion? I need some of that. What the fuck, Charles? Who's? I got 2 twos for new crews. DJ. Come on, bust up, dude. I like the Flux multi-time frame demand. So MTF zones. They're pretty fire. Let me show you some examples. I don't know if it really played so much out today. Oh my god, bro. Look at that shit. So look, I really like it on the 2-minute. Okay, so like look at this. We sold off, they broke or below, and then look at that 2-minute demand that was auto-populated there. Right? If you miss it, you know, look for your 10 and 2 CBC, stuff like that. They also build another, you know, demand. I don't, you know, that one's not really, you can't really take action on that one, but I find really great respect off the 2 and 3-minute for day trading on the MTF zones. Dude, I hate that I don't know where that picture is. Fuck. That would be sick as fuck, dude. I mean, I got this one of me, like, serving tables. I don't know what it is, man. When another Filipino sees another Filipino, they're like, oh, you're Filipino. I don't know why she wanted a picture with me, but she did. Let's go. Come on, SPX. But bro, right? Like imagine that reality. I don't know. This lady wanted a picture and she added me on Facebook. I don't know. It was weird. But imagine that reality, bro. I'm serving pancakes. Okay, serving breakfast. I'm still serving breakfast. What the fuck? Here we go. NQ popping here. Serving breakfast. Getting up at like 6 in the morning, right? To set up for brunch. I'm working expo. I'm making toast. Fucking parfaits and stuff, brother. Okay? In the morning. Now, I mean, what I make, or what I did make in 1 year doing that, bro, I probably make in a few days. Shit's crazy, dude. The scalability of trading, it's not even the scalability of trading, it's the scalability of believing in yourself. There's people out there who just give up. Are you a quitter? Are you a quitter? Bro, I was so broke. They were like, dude, my favorite thing, or one of my favorite things, I love breakfast, but biscuits and gravy, right? I used to ask Scotty every morning. Shout out to Scotty. I don't know what he's doing out here, but he was a sous chef. And the biscuits and gravy were like $7. And I said, fuck, man, like I work here. I'm busting my ass. I don't want to pay for biscuits and gravy. It's right there. I can make the biscuit. I just need the cup of gravy. So I'd be like, Scotty, can I get a side of gravy, brother? He probably thought I was needing it for a table, but that's how I was eating. Good shit. No, I'm not. I mean, you know, Hispanic, it's the same shit, right? Like Filipino people, dude, it's the same thing. We got conquered by the conquistadors. Conquered, bro. All right, $130 per contract gain, SPX. I sold a quarter. No reason to short yet. For the listeners too, if you want a freebie, right? I don't care, dude. This is all just to help people. Pull up SPY today. Go to the 2-minute chart. I know you guys got a 9 and 20 EMA or 821, whatever you use, right? Doesn't matter. Look at the respect of your 9 and 20 EMA on a 2-minute chart for SPY. Count how many entries were there. Right? Like after the EMA cross at 1012, you get a pullback there, 1036. I mentioned that pullback to you guys. That's 1 pullback, 2 pullbacks, 3 pullbacks, 4 pullbacks off the 2-minute chart. Your risk would be a candle close, a strong close under the 2-minute 20, or 5 points on ES is typically what I like to risk off of the 220. And you scale out over pivot breaks, right? Micro pivots, higher days, all-time highs, etc. Right? But I use this every single day. Check out your 2-minute chart. It's one of the best time frames for day trading. Oh, here, I gotta send the alert out. Mhm. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Restaurants they're like, don't eat, you fucking slave, right? Oh, you're making like $12 an hour? Starve. Right? Like that's how they treat you, man. That's bullshit. How could I not eat and there's food in front of me? How? Yeah, exactly. Then throw the shit. Dude, we used to run buffets, right? For the tour buses that came and visited, like Durango. Like I worked at the Strater Hotel. We'd have buses of these, you know, these tour groups. It'd be like 50 to 100 people, depending upon whatever the size of the bus. Bro, I was poor, okay? I could not really afford to feed all my animals and stuff, but I could through my job. Because, dude, throw away the eggs, throw away the sausages, throw away the biscuits. Bro, my ass was getting to-go boxes, okay, waiting for my wife to come pick me up from work because I didn't have a car. I didn't have a phone either. And then feed my dogs. They were stoked. But yeah, dude, the amount of food waste as a society, not just as a nation, dude, is disgusting, man. You know, like, I think it was like a statistic, it was like 60% of produce just goes to waste. How many of you right now got some produce in your fucking fridge that is rotting, right? You paid money for it to just rot in your fridge right now. I know you got some romaine lettuce in the back. I know you got some broccoli heads in the back. They getting all fuzzy, sweaty, okay? Don't buy it to make yourself feel better. Right? Because you weren't going to eat it in the first place. Dude, I did too. Dude, my mangoes, you know, I bought my house. They got this old ass mango tree that they planted when they built the house. And bro, I'm out there throwing away mangoes like every few days. Yeah, I hate wasting food, man. You know. That's why I got 5 dogs, because they'll eat it up. What time is it? 12:04, bro. I gotta get out of here. Not a bad day in the market. We crushed CPI. We did what we were supposed to do. I'm sad that our time is up, but I will be live again tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll go over pre-market prep, trade the market live, and continue to dominate price action. I'm going to go by Palmer's rule of thumb, right? Equate for 1 red day a week. That's okay. Even 2 red days a week is okay. As long as you are respecting your rules and trading within your system. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't eat mangoes, but this mango tree is ginormous. I don't even know, like, how to compare it to something, like, I don't know. How much do you risk, say, under the... Okay, so on ES, let's pull it to the futures. I mean, you can use this on SPY as well, but, like right here, I said, man, that's a really good 2-minute EMA pullback for the longs on ES right here. You can go back and watch the recording. I risk 5 points, right? I like to take 4 minis on ES, risking 5 points. That's about $1,000. You know, there's slippage or whatever, right? But $1,000 risking 1 R, right? Well, there's 2 R right there, 2.5 R. So you risk 1,000 and you make 3, right? Wait, no, that's not 3. 2,500. Excuse me. Look, another EMA pullback right here. You could risk 5 points, right? It's up to you, but 5-point risk would have been previous day high. It never hits the 5-point risk. On this surge up, it goes again. 2.5 risk to reward. Risk 1,000, make 2,500. But you guys don't have to trade 4 minis. You can trade 1 mini. If you risk $250 and you make $500, hey, that's amazing, right? So guys, that's it for me today. Of course, we've had a great day following a red day. This is typically what happens, but I will catch you guys all tomorrow morning. You guys please enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Do not force trades, right? Lock and walk, as I like to tell all of you. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. There's no reason for me to stress out over making more money after we have already done just that. So you guys take it easy. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye. Yo, YouTube chat. Love you guys. What do we hit? Right here. 75 likes. If we hit 100 likes tomorrow on the stream, I'll give away 2 spots, alright? So just keep that in mind. Run it up tomorrow. We'll have some more fun. But until next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love ya.